So for this run, I actually wanted to switch things up a little bit and do a true nightmare run. Um, one thing, one piece of like sentiment that I've been seeing a lot of is just like getting used to the changes. Um, there's a lot of differences with how build crafting works now, and yeah, some people are. I've seen some people struggling to figure it out. So I thought I would do a true nightmare run and just like try to give a little bit of insight into my thought process whenever I do like a standard true nightmare run and just how I like think about what items to take and how to play it. I'm currently trying to decide on what skin I want to rock since I just remember that I had these custom skins installed and some of them are kind of cool. Like this one. Yeah, let's do that. For this run though, I think I'm gonna use just like the vanilla loadout, as it's called, which is auto rifle, claw, and grenade. And I'm not gonna use the key totem, with the goal here being like this run is not going to have the saucy movement that you can get from these abilities. It's not going to have some of the more excessive utility, like from grappling hook or black hole or whatever have you. Not going to be the most busted weapons in the game. It is just going to be a very standard run. Therefore, the way to succeed in this run is going to be through smart decision making with your build. And I'm going to try my best to explain like every decision that I make, but since sometimes I kind of do things by instinct, I may not touch on something, so I encourage if anyone does have a question about some particular decision, no matter how like small it might be, feel free to like drop a comment and I'll try to answer it. But yeah, let's get into it. I think like the very first thing that I like to think about when it comes to like my build is what am I using currently, right? Like obviously the claw, the auto rifle, and the grenade are what I'm working with. So what is good about the loadout that I have? Auto rifle is very consistent, decent damage. It has a good rate of fire. I would probably say that on shot mods, on fire mods tend to do a little bit better than on hit mods, but on hit mods are definitely more definitely a viable option as well. Grenade is going to be like a little bit of extra burst damage that I can work with, and Claw is a very defensive melee weapon. Rather than having the mobility that you would get from like Katana or Hammer, you have a massive knockback around you, and it does pretty fair damage, so I'm going to be using that to get things off me whenever I can, and I might use it for like AoE damage to some degree if I need it. Usually, I think in this most recent update, the big thing is, let's actually just pick this chest first before I start rambling more. Out of this chest, I think mag shot is just sort of generally weak. You definitely need like a big mag or some other sort of ammo solution to exploit it. And Danger Close got buffed, and it's probably not bad, but I think on True Nightmare there's really not many reasons to play up close unless you find a really good reason, and I don't think Danger Close is a good reason. So I'm actually going to take Big Shot. It is relatively free damage. The projectile slowdown doesn't really impact bullets at all because they move so fast, and just an extra 5 damage. 50% isn't anything crazy, but it's more damage. And for this, usually for the first healing chest, I like to look for a regenerator or a health shot. The reason being, I think the first like big difficulty spike is the first elite, and having a consistent source of healing is really useful for that. These options require me to kill something in order to get some sort of healing out of it, so they might not be the best options. I'm going to take the scavenger because it's really good, first of all. It's just a very good healing option right now, and I don't want to be reliant on using my melee too much. This will be a good healing option for just getting through the islands. Here, I'm probably going to go for the relic, because I think getting an early relic of any sort is generally useful. Probably going to be looking for like a coral amulet, maybe a ring of reloading, or a ring of armor. Just something to kind of establish, I don't know, survivability could be good too. Relics are kind of a mixed bag. I don't necessarily like pick relics just to fish for things a lot of the time. I pick relics because I feel like they're just generally useful, and I'm probably going to get use out of them. I think like a big change in the updates. I'm trying to go on this ramble, but game does not want me to. This is definitely the Coral Amulet, although I think any of these choices would be fair. Portaling is really great if you're trying to fish for something specifically. In this update, I take this when I want to fish for Anvil Islands, because if I like find that I'm not getting them very often, but I really want to enhance something. Ring of Armor is a really awesome survivability option. Armor is a lot harder to come by nowadays, so having just like a surefire at least one plate of armor every island can be really helpful. There was also a change so that Ring of Reinforcement applies to relic armor now, so if I find a Ring of Reinforcement, this would actually give me 3 plates at the start of an island, which is kind of huge. But I think here is clearly a Coral Amulet. That's just going to give me a lot more room to find anything that I'm looking for. And for the island choice, I want to go for this health chest. I think early on, when I do my first biome, I try to hit at least 1 health chest, at least 1 luck chest, and any econ that I can find. That's usually how I try to set up my runs. The health chest, I'm going to be looking for probably a couple things, and we got a elite, so we just want to be mindful of that. Try to use the destructibles. Nice. Get the barrel, and I think I hit a fire rock too. For the health chest, there's going to be a few things that I'm looking for here. Ideally, I find some sort of way to get my HP scaling, like a fortitude, personal space, bullseye, something like that. I would also accept any form of immediate HP, like a mango, or any sort of consistent healing, which I did not get. Vitality actually got buffed recently. If I had more reasonable healing, I might take that just for some extra damage. But I think here I'm actually going to take the personal space, which means that this is actually the ramble that I was going to go on. With this update, I think build crafting is a lot more context dependent, and it's not as simple as like, okay, I'm just going to hit every damage and island that I can and pump my damage, and I'll find enough health and armor and shops and from the elite chest and stuff like that. You have to be willing to pivot. You have to work with what you get. Here, I didn't really get any other max HP option besides the personal space. The banana is there too, but this is just a multiplier increase. I think if I pick this up, it'd give me like 20 health, which is, I'm not really looking for that right now. This is going to be much better later on when I get more health. The personal space, I think, is the clear option here. Personal space is a really strong max HP scaling item. The kicker is I need to play around it, which means I'm going to be playing a little bit closer range, which probably means that danger close could have been a decent pickup earlier. Yeah, I'm going to be playing a little bit closer. And I might consider how that affects my build as I go if I find more other options that like kind of benefit being close up for some reason. I'm not going to hit the XL totem here because I don't really want to skew what I'm trying to go for. And out of these options, you know, I think an upgrade chest could do pretty well, especially if it hit that personal space. That would be a really good jumpstart to my health. I think I'll run with that. Worst case scenario, it pulls the big shot and then either scavenger personal space, but I don't think I would mind getting another scavenger this early either. Yes, I already forgot about the thing that I was talking about. The range for personal space was increased, so it's a little bit easier to play around, but we are going to need to probably... This island's actually kind of a tricky one to do it on because of all the slugs and... Yeah, that'll have to do. I'll get some decent healing from the scavenger out of this, I'm pretty sure. This is not a good island to demonstrate the personal space strats. I got a little bit. I got 4. Oh, that's right, I have Coral Amulet. Okay. Yeah, let's take the let's do the personal space. That'll be a really nice kickstart to my health. With that in mind, I think either the damage or the health options would be respectable here. I am feeling a little low on my damage. The big shot's probably not going to be enough, and I am feeling a little low on my healing too. I'm gonna take the damage just because I think I would rather bank on finding some sort of healing option in the shop over finding like multiple damage options, and I think I just need something outside of the big shots. So one thing I like to do with personal space in particular is stack enemies up like this, and then pop it all at once. This gives you a lot more control over when you can like actually get health, and you don't have to like spend the island trying to like weave in and out like I did that last island. I'm mostly just going to be waiting for things to group up, go in, grenade, claw at the same time, try to get some good burst there, and then bounce back out and like accept what I got. This is a lot of ants. I'll play a little bit safer around the ants in particular because there's a lot of them and they're all poison. So if I take enough hits, I'll get poisoned and probably take a lot of damage. We can see I'm getting a ton of value out of that personal space already just by doing this sort of like very methodical, intentional weaving in and out, rather than just like trying to shoot everything on the island all at once and like losing control of the situation. A lot of like, honestly, in my opinion, like movement is a really big part of the game, but a big factor in movement is controlling the enemies that are attacking you, which sounds kind of backwards, but that's just sort of the way it is. Okay, these are actually decent options, so I would probably... I'm not going to take Steady Shot or Imploding Explosion. I think those just don't make sense for what I'm trying to do. Zigzag Shot could be a fair option. I actually think I'm going to take the Equalizer. Damage combo would be totally fair as well. I think damage combo is totally fine, but I like Equalizer. It got buffed to 30% if you have an even number of equipped perks, and I think it's pretty likely that I find a perk from this shop so that I can equalize and have a little bit of extra damage for the elites. There's a mango. Perfect. Nice. That puts me up to 600 health. That equalizes me. So now we kind of have to think about maintaining the equalize. Vitality could be a decent option, but I don't think I have the healing to really support that. It's probably going to be this accelerating shot, particularly because I don't really have that much money. We'll take that. That'll be a little bit extra damage. It'll be a little weird to play around, but it seems pretty fine. I'm gonna have to aim a little bit better than I normally do. And I could take the big ability to help out a little bit more too, but I think I'm just gonna save my money and go with it. Particularly because I have 600 health, and I think that'll just be enough. I'm gonna try to focus the poison grub first and just kite out the elite ramming grub, because I think that's the more dangerous option. Particularly with how many ads it can spawn. Okay, one down, not bad. Alright, yeah, that wasn't bad. Honestly, a pretty decent roll on my elites. Some elites can definitely be harder in this one. Okay, these are actually really great options. Let's salvage our key. Apparently I'm approaching 10,000 keys, so I tend to salvage every one I have. If you still need keys, you know, feel free to grab them, but like if you're trying to cinch that nightmare win, I would recommend salvaging for a little bit extra econ. Before I pick these, I'm actually going to check out what's in my health chest. Okay. I like the idea of the Ring of Armor, actually. Scavenger would be okay too, but I think I'm okay without it. I don't think I'm going to take too much damage. Value Customer could be a reasonable option too. Value Customer is actually really great for HP, but it kind of is dependent on, you know, having an econ, and currently I don't really have an econ, and I'm not sure I'm going to have one by the next shop, so I think I'm going to take this Ring of Armor. Again, just starting with an armor plate every island is really, really useful. And it takes a relic out of the pool too, so I'm not going to see this anymore and might pull other relics. This one's actually really challenging. So I don't think it's Assassin. I think my one-shot capability is actually pretty decent, so I think this would be a reasonable choice, but I'm not like super confident in that. Ring of Defense is really tempting because I think Ring of Defense is really good. I would say that if you find yourself struggling to avoid damage or even survive, this would be a Ring of Defense pickup. If you feel a little bit more comfortable, gold coating or gemstone could be good. Gold coating could be a good source of econ for my run. There is a trick where if you drop a mango and then you pick it back up, you lose the, it doesn't like heal you back up to full. You can see that I have like 345 out of 595. That's healable health that gold coating can benefit from. So if I wanted to play around that, I would just probably drop a mango or a banana every island and get some healable health to work with. I don't feel like I have enough healing to really benefit from that yet, and I don't know if I really want to do a gold coating run. I think gemstone is the choice I want to go with. Finding a gemstone this early is going to set me up really well for my global damage throughout the entire run. It's going to give me a good chance to find other gemstones, since as you progress through the runs, you're more likely to find stuff you already have. And yeah, it's. I think that I just want the damage. That's really one of the big like key things about build crafting is you do need to find some sort of global damage at some points. You just need it. If you don't have it, then you're not going to scale into the loop when you do the loop. You just need global damage. That's kind of just a fact of the matter of this game. Still going to do the same strategy of popping things. I actually do have pretty good one-shot potential, so I think that Assassin could have been a really good choice. But I'm okay with the gemstone as an alternative, because that's also good global damage. So this is where I like to think about what exactly the identity of my build is going to be. And up until this point, you kind of just like float around and say, hey, like I don't know what I'm going for. I'm just kind of picking things out that seem to make sense. But at some point, you do need to find an identity for your build and then focus on that, because spreading your focus across multiple aspects, multiple sources of damage, will ultimately just kind of make all those damages sort of mediocre. And focusing on one thing is where a lot of your strength is going to come from. So this is an opportunity for me to do that. I could go for a mace shot build here. I don't think that would be bad on auto rifle. I think I shoot fast enough. I can enhance the mace shot. It gives me good AoE capabilities. I think if I did this, I would have to find some option for my single target. I think I'm going to do it just for funsies. I think this is a... Mace shot's generally like regarded as relatively average too, so I think if I just like dominate with this specifically, that's a good showcase for like build crafting can sometimes just be about what you make of it and not just getting the best stuff. Here we're definitely going to do the econ chest because I need literally any sort of econ. I'm going to be a little bit careful about how I stack things up for the personal space, just because ice slugs tend to be a bit of a run-ender. Something to be mindful of. There was a change in this update so that if you melee something if you melee like an explosive enemy, it won't blow up in your face anymore. You won't take damage from the explosion, which is huge. It makes these sort of things much easier. I also made a bit of a mistake there. Notice how I have a little bit of an armor plate left. That means that my ring of armor won't regenerate. Sometimes I like to intentionally take damage at the end of the island just to make sure I come back with an armor plate. Here I think I'm definitely going to take the money shot, mostly because it's really the only like consistent econ here. The bundle would be pretty okay too, and I do like Tony's amulet if I want something very specific. But I need any sort of established econ, and not only is this the one I got, but money shot's actually pretty okay on auto rifle. Here I'm going to do the luck chest, like I kind of said earlier on. Let's get rid of this guy. Like I said earlier on, I like to We're actually gonna try to find a better place to fight this, and maybe even just clear out some of the ads before we decide to fight that beam skull. Mostly because there are a bunch of hammer crabs on the map that I don't want to fight at the same time. Yeah, we can kind of already see that our one-shot capability is winding down a little bit. Oh, okay, well I lost the armor that I was trying to lose. For hammer crabs, the best strategy is to just pick a direction and commit to it. As long as you're holding one direction, they won't be able to hit you for the most part. We're just going to kite away. This is where we don't need to worry too much about getting any sort of personal space value because not taking damage is going to be more important. With the beam school attack. I do want to try to heal. Ooh, yeah, okay. That laser beam is probably like the most threatening attack from the beam skull. The way that I've been dealing with it is I'll hold a direction as it charges up the laser beam, and when I think it's about to shoot, I'll juke into the opposite direction, and that's usually enough to trip out the aiming and avoid it entirely. Let's start on this beam skull now. I'm sure my mace shot and my grenades can handle the blocker crabs with little issue. Chance I'll get, I'll just go back. Up like that, I was holding to the right, so I shot to the right, and then I just then here I'll juke left or hold left and juke right. The real tricky part is if it happens to follow up with that beam right afterwards. All right, now we can focus on this. This is where the mace shot doesn't really come in handy, but that's fine. I mostly took the mace shot to help me out with my AoE capabilities, honestly, since auto rifle AoE is not spectacular. And eventually, I think once I get enhancements on it, I'll be able to get a little bit of single target out of it. So here, there's a couple options, and it's not autoloader. You could take efficiency if you feel like you really want the ammo, but my very strong opinion is if you're doing a luck chest, you should decide if you want to commit to driller for the run or streamer loot for the run. Eventually, you may find like both, and it's fine to mix and match, especially because driller procs the items spawned from driller procs can get upgraded due to streamer loot. Like, getting both is good. But focusing on one is going to really maximize the benefit you get out of that. So if I want more economy in general, I would take driller. I'll get more items. They will kind of give me more options to work with, and anything that I don't want to work with, I can sell it. So this is kind of like an econ perk in a way. If I want to go for very specific perks, like if I'm playing a rocket launcher and I know I need to find an arc shot at some point if I really want to kick this into gear, I'll take the streamer loot and use that to fish for those epics. In True Nightmare, since epics are a little bit harder to come by, I tend to lean towards getting the streamer loot and just committing to that. Yeah. I don't think either option is necessarily bad, though. I've had plenty of runs where driller goes absolutely crazy and just gives me all sorts of items to work with. Here I think I'm going to do the elite because I do want to try to find some sort of epic. I don't really know what sort of epic. Maybe some more econ would be nice. I think crits would be fine too. Ever since Ring of Wisdom was bumped up to epic and it's not guaranteed to come from that first chest, I kind of avoid crits until I get enough streamer loot that I feel like I can pull a Ring of Wisdom. Because otherwise, if you pick up like a sharpshooter or a hot shot, you kind of need to like really commit to the sharpshooters and hot shots for you to get much benefit out of them. So I just often don't feel like I want to invest that much in the early game while I'm still trying to figure out what my build's doing. Here I think I'm gonna do the elite, and I think I can handle elite, no problem. Especially on this island where they're liable to just fall off. Oh, spawn. It's a little lucky. Looks like the lightning crab did fall off. This was another one where you just pick a direction and commit to it, either left or right. Just make sure you continue going in that direction, and you won't get hit by it. We're good. Let's check for this chest real quick. Right there. What do we got? Okay, so it's not going to be the ability mods. Piercing shot could be a decent option to help out with my AoE, but I don't think I want it. I don't think I need the big chest either because of the coral amulet. That just feels like a little bit too much, although, and it would unequalize me. I think it's the arc shot. I wouldn't say that arc shot is like a spectacular choice on auto rifle. I tend to try to play around what the weapon is really good at, and auto rifle is just sort of like a single target weapon in my head, and getting arc shot doesn't really change that. But I don't know, it'll probably help out a little bit, and it kind of looks cool with the accelerating ability, or the accelerating shots. Again, I don't think I want to go crit. Random's an okay choice, but I think here I definitely want to go speed. I'm going to be looking for a stamina in particular, because stamina is really going to unlock my ability to move, which directly impacts my ability to survive in a lot of ways. Do you see a red crystal on the island that I want to get before I finish out? I don't want to deal with the homing grubs first, because they're kind of... Oh, there's a glass totem there. That's too bad. Okay, let's make sure to break this. I see a sniper crab. I'm going to just try to back up as much as possible. I would probably say sniper crabs are one of the more dangerous enemies in the game at the moment. So you just want as much range as possible to avoid any shots that come at you. Try to pick it off from the sky. My usual strategy with sniper crab is to just kind of like weave back and forth in between each shot. That's usually a decent way to avoid getting chunked. The tricky part is when there's a lot of them, or if you don't really have much room to move in, but looks like we're okay here. We'll employ the same strategy for the other two, just because they can be a little bit more short range oriented, so I don't really want to engage in close range. And it's okay if I don't get personal space value here, especially because my personal space has been doing pretty well. There is a question mark of if I should take some damage here, and I think the answer is yes, just so I can get some Ring of Armor value for the elite fight coming up after the shop. Oh, good. Wind up. I mean, I'll take it. I'll definitely get rid of it at some point, but there's not really any reason not to take it. So that's an interesting choice. The armor could be an okay choice here, but remember we have Ring of Armor, so if I pick this up, this is just a waste. I think the streamer loot is the clear option, but if you feel like you want a little bit more weapon damage, I think the uppercut would be fine too. Can we get a stamina, please? No, that's fine. I think it's probably a rapid fire here. Another accelerating shot would be good because accelerating shot gives quite a bit of damage for a very low downside, other than just needing to adjust your aiming a little bit. Adrenaline amulet would also be pretty good, but I don't necessarily think I'm killing things fast enough to really exploit it. And I would probably start brushing up against some ammo problems. And also, this is a fire rate multiplier, so it's best used when I already have fire rate, which is going to come from this rapid fire. I do want more fire rate in general, mostly because that directly increases my ability to throw out mace shot. And you can see it's already kind of being shown off there. Smack this a bunch and regret it because it'll take forever to give me something. There we go. Time bolts, okay. Burn through a shit ton of health for that. Time bolt is an interesting choice. So, going back to the whole identity aspect, we're gonna get streamer loot. Probably gonna grab another big shot too. Might start capping out on big shot because it will reduce my range to some degree, but it doesn't look like we're there yet. So, going back to the whole identity thing, mace shot is going to be a big component of the build identity, right? I'm building around mace shot at this point. But sometimes I do like to sort of focus on two enhanceable mods. I don't really like to play like I did in previous updates, where like you just grab as many of those like proc mods as you could, and just throw a bunch of bullshit at the screen. You kind of want to commit to like one or two, just so you can level it up and just so you can focus on enhancing it. I think Time Bolt is actually a pretty fair choice here. Mace Shot will kind of cover my AoE, and Time Bolt will kind of cover my single target, so that could be pretty good. I might swap out the Time Bolt eventually, but I think for now it serves a good purpose. Picked up another Mango just because, you know, more max health is good. Amber Resin could be an option, but I don't really feel like I need healing. I'm not really one to take Sonic Boom, and Endurance could actually be a pretty fair option too. I think since I have the money, and also 2, 4, 6. Okay, I'm gonna need to pick up another perk for Equalizer. I'm gonna bank on getting a perk from this reroll. There's some armor, did not get the perk, but that's fine. Landmine Explosion could actually be pretty fun. I like Landmine Explosion a lot, and the grenade has a 5-second cooldown, so it's pretty easy to get them out, but I don't really do it. We'll take the Poisonous Armor to equalize, and then an Accelerating Shot to help out. We don't really one-shot well enough to do Bullseye, I think. Yeah, Poisonous Armor will help out. Endurance will get me caught up on healing, especially because I only have the Scavenger right now, so that's probably for the best. And we equalize off of that, so I think we're pretty well equipped to handle this elite fight. Not gonna go that way though. Notice a big thing that I did just there is I saved my dash. I think the best tip I would give to anyone when it comes to like how do I move is to not be so reliant on spamming your dash and running around in circles. Like right here, I'm gonna chill out for a sec. I'm gonna let these crabs shoot at me a little bit. Ooh, yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna wait and then save my dash for when I know that I can get cross and use it for the iframe if I need to. Other than that, I'm kind of just like bunny hopping. I'm sliding when I hit the ground. I occasionally dash to maintain my momentum like that. But otherwise, I'm kind of just hopping around and I'm saving my dash for when I know that I'm going to actually need it. Oops. Like right here. Yeah, that Poisonous Armor is a really good pickup. I am thinking that I might want to find like an efficiency just so I can... Oh, man, these block... Oh, that one's speedy. That makes sense. I'm kind of misjudging how fast it's getting to me. I kind of want an efficiency just so I can... Now that I have like pretty decent damage and the Mace Shot is starting to come online a little bit with that attack speed boost, I think that being able to just continuously do that would be pretty good at this point. But if I can find literally any other ammo option, that would also be pretty swell. Okay, those are actually pretty good options. We're gonna open this and sell that. Thank you, Streamer Loots. I think the Regenerator might be the play. These are actually relatively unideal. I would have preferred getting an upgrade for anything else. Probably the banana, because I'm probably going to be taking bananas eventually anyway, and it's starting to get to a point where it gives a decent amount of max HP. It looks like it's about 200, so that's good. I think this choice is going to come down between the Damage Shot and the Tasty Orange. Sturdy Totems, no. Poison R is okay, that could be an option. And Bulletproof I kind of just never take, honestly. Damage Shot could be an option because I actually feel like a lot of my damage is starting to lean towards my weapon damage with all the mods I'm getting, especially the Arc Shot. I like Tasty Orange a lot. That would also equalize me, which is a pretty good argument. Damage Shot is also just really good damage for auto rifle since my base damage is relatively respectable. I think I'll do the Damage Shot. I don't think either option would be wrong there. I think Taste Orange is really good, especially with how many enemies are in the game now. That was another really big point of the update, is like there's a lot more enemies, and so something like Tasty Orange or Checklist gets a lot more value out of it. Group things up. Grenade. Oh, I'm definitely not one-shotting things anymore. Okay, that's good to know. That actually could be a reason to take the Tasty Orange, because it helps out with ramping up my global damage for these moments, but the main reason why I'm trying to group things up is just for the personal space, and I don't necessarily need to one-shot things, so I think I'm still getting fair value. Oh, we got a spike strike. Okay, and we got a bubble shots. This is interesting. I want a spike strike. I think spike strike's actually pretty decent. It gives a pretty fair amount of damage on a cooldown that's pretty low. Could commit to the time bolts for a single target option. Could also just do our bubble shot for a single target option. That's probably the safer play because I can enhance that. If I get like a toxifying on the bubble shot, that would be pretty crazy. Let's get rid of the time bolt and go for the bubble shot. I do like spike strike quite a bit though. I don't think it's a bad mod, despite what some folks might say. Here, I think I'm going to go for the double elemental. In general, I tend to lean towards whatever island is going to give me more chests just out of sheer value. That just kind of makes sense in my head. But for this one in particular, I'm looking for a poison shot. I would like to get a little bit more poison into my build to help out with my single target DPS, which is kind of where I'm leaning at the moment. Homing thorns and homing barrels, I think the main thing I need to keep in mind here is I don't want to be in melee range of literally anything, so we're not going to get any personal space value on this island. That's fine though, because my max HP is looking very good at the moment. Let's also pop that, especially because it's right next to a barrel, and I think that'll do good. Yes, there we go. I like to. I find I'm most comfortable ending the first boss, so like island. Remember that one time I said not to be in melee range. Ending the first boss with about 1,000 health, so the fact that we're at 1,300 already is very good. We're looking very much on pace for surviving things. I don't really have any reason to break these rocks. Once upon a time there was a like base chance to proc or to spawn an item from breaking rocks, but I am fairly confident that Noise Storm removed that. It just doesn't happen anymore, so there's not really much reason for me to break those rocks in the middle of the fight, besides bad habits, I guess. Something that I would really love to find is an Anvil Island, just to get some sauce going for my mace shot. Could take this ice shot, but I'm not going to. I think I'm just going to commit to whatever poison I get from this, because I'm going to get poisoned, right? That video game. Here we go, here we go. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I think here's what I'll do. I'm going to take the poisonous armor, since that's apparently my main source of poison right now, and then I'm going to take the elemental specialist, and we're going to do a elemental specialist poison build, with the speculation that I'm going to find a poison shot at some point. That also equalizes me, which is pretty fair, and here I'm going to go for the econ chest. I honestly... Hey, we got the green sky. This is a fun new thing. Oh, there's also a pumpkin. I would really like to kill that pumpkin, so I can get the money from the pumpkin. Looks like I'm doing just fine. What? That's fine. I kind of want to lose that armor anyway for Ring of Armor. What was I talking about? Oh, honestly, like, in the current update, I take econ pretty much any chance I get. I think econ's extremely important now because shop prices are pretty respectably high, and that's where a lot of your power spike comes from, and a lot of your ability to fish for certain items. Yo, it's tempting. I think I'm gonna take the crystal combo. Gold coating would be pretty fair too. I still don't want to play with gold coating at the moment, and I think the bundle would be fine. Snatcher actually got buffed to like bonus crystals levels of value, so Snatcher would be a good option here as well. I'm going to take the crystal combo because I have the Ring of Armor that will keep up my combo capability, and I seem to be doing fine with it. I think crystal combo is quite good right now if you can maintain the combo. This one-hit armored enemies is really tempting since I have the poisonous armor, but I think I don't want to risk it, and I'll just go for the elite instead. A pretty easy epic item, if not a legendary item because of the streamer loots that I have. See that lightning crab approaching me, so I'm just going to back off and create a little bit of distance. use the pillars for cover where I can. And this should be a lot easier because I'm pretty sure it'll get a bunch of poison and die. Oh, outside I get hit by stuff. Yeah, there's the poison in action. And the elemental specialist for that matter. Okay, never mind, just gonna jump into the hole. Alright, so what do we got? So we did get a legendary. It is proximity barrage. That's insane. That's really fun and cool and awesome. Do I want to play around that? Or do I want to take the gemstone and just really start ramping up? Since I got the anvil, I really want to make this mace shot work, so I think I'm going to skip out on the proximity barrage. This got changed in the update. It's super awesome now, one of my favorite mods, but for the sake of the build, we're going to stick with the mace shot and the bubble shot and rock this anvil. Finally we got one. I think what I'm looking for here, if I can find a toxifying, I will definitely... Oh, we got sniper crabs. Okay, we're just going to back off here. I'm actually going to kill this starfish first because that thing's annoying as hell. Okay, I'm surprised that didn't hit it. God. This is actually a pretty dicey island, so I'm just going to try to maintain as much distance as possible. No personal space value to be found here. And just let our bullets do the work. It does look like the mace shot is reaching that far, so I guess they probably do a little bit of damage too. I think that was... Nope, it regenerated. Okay. Yeah, the enhancements, I think I'm looking for a toxifying would be the really big one here. Particularly because I don't have any sort of like more consistent poison application outside of the poison armor, which is not consistent. If I get a toxifying, I will definitely put it on my bubble shots because that will apply stacks very quickly, and I'm going to be using that poison for single target mostly. So it just makes sense for me to put it on the bubble shots rather than the mace shots. If I find probably literally anything else, I'll probably put it on the mace shots. Any sort of like projectile multiplication, I'll put on the mace shots. Doubling, orbiting, freezing. Yep, we're gonna slam this. Let's get some maces going. Not for any particular reason, incidentally. Like, obviously, doubling the bubble shot would be really great, too. It's just a matter of, I think I want to make this a mace shot build, first of all. But also, I feel like my single target is fine. I think my AoE will continue to be the thing that is a little challenging to pick up. Gonna grab this driller. Toxic is tempting, but I just don't have the poison to support it yet. None of these options are ideal. I'll pick up the big claws just to help out with like my shield breakability a little bit more. That should be fine. I could hit this enhancement totem to get something random. I tend to avoid enhancement totems until I can find some sort of elements for my enhancements because, like, I don't think you're really liable to, I'm just getting hit by everything, holy shit. I don't think you're really liable to brick your mod with any random enhancement. Like, things like accelerating or returning can be kind of awkward for sure, but I don't think they're gonna, like, totally kill your mod a lot of the time. But an element could, right? Like, I'm doing an elemental specialist build with the intention of going into poison. If I rolled an element like fire or freezing on that thing, oh yeah, I have driller, I should probably use that. Then that will kind of kill the elemental specialist build, right? So once I do put an element on the mod, it cannot roll any other random elements. So I'm gonna wait until I put toxifying on something before I really hit that enhancement totem, just to get around that. Really want those that healing orb, but this thing. No, that's what I get for dashing. Alright, that was not as clean as I wanted it to be, but we got it done. What? Okay, those are some interesting choices. I'm getting a lot of interesting epics. I think I'm unlikely to take the tasty orange in order to maintain my equalizer. Let's go with honestly, I'm considering the scavenger because I feel like I need a little bit more healing. Yeah, let's do that. These are all really interesting options. So I think so it's probably not the tasty orange, just because I think the other options are a little bit more attractive. Targeting shot can be really great, as could X shots, but I think like the main reason why I would take those mods is to boost the my bubble shots capabilities. Can I make this? Holy, okay, we're not taking that. That's a little bit too much. We will take the bubble shot, which kind of resolves the issue that I was about to have. This might be turning into a bubble shot run. I kind of want this turbo ring because it will mean that I don't need to care about attack speed for the rest of the run. It's quite good. Getting a level 3 bubble shot would also be quite strong. But I don't think when it comes to these sort of decisions where like neither of these are wrong, it's just more about like where do I see myself in 10, 20 islands and what do I want at that point? I think I'm liable to find many more bubble shots. I don't think I'm liable to find a turbo ring or even really like attack speed in general, right? Like I very well might not find a supercharged. I might not find speed chests at all. So I think finding this turbo ring now is great. I'm probably gonna find more bubble shots. I would bet money that I do. Hey, look, totem. I do need to. Oh, that's a nice pickup. Time shot is the best weapon mod in the game. I would die on that hill. Okay, I'm not gonna keep that sentry turret, but let's kill stuff with it now for funsies. I do need to remember to break stuff for driller, so we're gonna run around the island until we find stuff. Okay, that seems good. Let's group enemies up for personal space. Get hit by a grub for free to get into the air. It's totally intentional, I promise. Alright, we're gonna get rid of the sentry turret because we don't really want to commit to that. Drill shots. Okay. I might be taking the drill shot. These other options are just not ideal. None of these are. Drill shot's really good, and I'm kind of doing a weird on-hit thing, so I'm going to do the luck chest because I want more streamer loot for the most part. I don't think that the random horde island would have been bad either. Let's be sure we break rocks. What I could get from this luck chest is more driller, actually. I think I'm getting plenty of value out of the... actually, I might go for the efficiency now that I'm thinking about it. I'm getting plenty of value out of the streamer loot to the point that I don't really... I'm getting like... I just pulled a homing shot out of a lesser chest, right? Like, I think I'm getting plenty. We're taking a lot of free damage here, but it's for the sake of building up my max HP. So yeah, getting more driller procs could probably do wonders for my econ and just for getting general items, and there's a good chance that those driller procs get upgraded from streamer loot, so might do that, but I also might go for the efficiency, we'll see. There's a good chance that I just pull like a arc shot or something. Yeah, I do want the efficiency, but I don't want to break my equalizer, so I'm going to take the driller. And as much as I want to do this speed, I would also like to anvil it up. I'm kind of a always grab anvil kind of guy, because that's where the fun is. That's where the video game is, IMO. This is actually a very spicy island, especially because I spawned more than a few sniper crabs out of that red crystal, so we're going to exploit the fuck out of this jump pad and try to deal with all the stuff that is coming my way. Thankfully, the poison armor is doing a lot of work, and I imagine that that mace shot's doing quite well too for clearing out all the stuff that's coming at me. The beam skull is a big threat, but I think the sniper crabs are probably the bigger threat. Especially if I get stuck in lightning. Okay, we're going back to our jump pad. Safety. We're gonna go to the other side of the island. You even check out what I got. Oh, hello. Big item. Oh man, I respawned. That's annoying. Come on. Oh, right. Okay, we got rid of the big threats. Now we can sit back on the ground, finish off the other stuff. Thankfully, this island is big enough that I can deal with all this. The beams before we jump. Also make sure to get that fire rock to try to get a driller proc out of it. Ooh, that was a little spicy. Okay, not bad. Time explosion's actually kind of tempting, but I'm probably not going to take it. Crystal fertilizer's also kind of tempting for the driller value, but I'm not going to take it. Welcome back, Time Bolt. Thanks for your help earlier, but build is sort of getting settled in. Okay, freezing, arcanifying, flaming. I might not take any of these, actually. Yeah, those are unfortunate pulls. The other option is to abandon the elemental specialist plan and maybe go like flaming for some good single target, but I don't really want to. I don't want to do that. So let's do this elite though. Get ourselves an epic or some sort of legendary maybe? Maybe that's not homing shots. More fun than homing shots. Yeah, as another like general tip just for getting around in any island is like if there's a jump pad on it, exploit the shit out of that jump pad. Use it every chance you get. My usual route for islands like this is to just like run around until I can get to the jump pad and then boost myself up and be safe. Look how safe I am. Those little like crimson haze pools are annoying though. Another thing that could be worth looking for is not that. Like I definitely want to find a time ring at some point for the time shots. So if I can find, oh, we're just gonna keep hoping the velvet shot. If I can find a chipping enhancement, that would go very hard. I think either economy or anvil would be okay here. I think I'm gonna go for the anvil because I want to sauce it up, and I'm a little butthurt that that last anvil did not have anything that I wanted. Let's make sure to actually kill rocks before we finish this island. The lightning shot. We do have a... This is a lot of bullshit. Let's just make some space. The lightning shot is actually really tempting. It's gonna depend on what I get from this enhancement. If I can finally find a some sort of toxifying, then I will continue trying to commit to the elemental specialist shenanigan. But if not, I might take that lightning shot and do a poison lightning build. Okay, we're not doing it. So what do we want here? Try orbiting mace shot. Sounds bad, probably. Could do orbiting bubble shot. I'm pretty sure they orbit around the point of origin. Yeah, this might brick this, but let's try it out. No, I changed my mind. I really want the poison. I just want the poison. I have a build in mind and I want to do it. Yeah, let's make sure this didn't break it. Yeah, that seems good. Seems like it's still roughly hitting stuff. Hit that for free money. Fun fact, there is a chest that can spawn in this little cavey cave. What do we got? Spark shots could be a good option. That's poison right there. Let's do it. We're doing spore explosion. I'm a big spore explosion fan. Yeah, we're a little too heavy on the enhanceables. Let's that one. Let's take those damage shots and the triple shots. I think triple shots really good on auto rifles since I'm a little bit more single target focused. Boomerang shot. Does this work? Yeah, we're gonna commit to some boomerang shot shenanigans. See if we can figure out how to get that online. Boomerang shot has a new interaction with scattering shot in this update. That makes it very cool. So if we can find a scattering shot, then we're gonna do some cool stuff. It's definitely turning out to be more of a bubble shot build than the ace shot build that I wanted it to be. But you know, sometimes that's how it goes. Okay, scroll down. Okay, not too bad. 54 minutes in. God damn, I talk too much. What am I looking for from this legendary chest? Pro tip, if you have a legendary already, you're like pretty likely to pull that same legendary from this chest in particular. So I am going to drop this before I loot it because I don't think I want another spore explosion. Actually, I'm going to keep it because I do want a spore shot, and I think that's going to give me some poison waiting. I want a spore shot. It'd be really cool to get a spore shot out of this. Told you. Yikes, these aren't it. I don't think I'm going to take another spore explosion. I think bomb shot or homing blades is probably the play. I don't really want... These are new, split ability and targeting explosion, but I'm not really going to lean that much into my grenade, even though I got the spore. It's going to be homing blades or bomb. Honestly, it's probably homing blades because I'm already sort of doing that thematically with the drill shot and the bubble shot. I'm kind of debating just getting rid of the mace shot, even though I enhanced it, even though I wanted it to work so bad. If I do get rid of the mace shot, then I think I will have to take homing blades for a little bit of AoE capabilities. Bomb shot's really good, but I find it to be more of a single target sort of thing. Kind of tempted to take this fortitude to help out my HP generation. Now that I'm going into the loop, I do want to start thinking more about getting my survivability up again. I'll probably want to end this loop with a lot more than the amount that I have. Especially because things are going to start doing a little bit more damage. That's kind of a big thing that I need to keep in mind is things like slugs can hurt a lot. So I want to respect that. I want to make sure I remember that just because I was not taking much damage from slugs prior to me looping, you know, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to take a bunch of damage now. What do we got? Beam shots. Okay, the game really wants me to do all sorts of stuff, huh? I'm not going to do the beam shot. I'm going to settle into this build, but I mean, if you were in this position, you should take the beam shot because it's insane. I'm going to take the damage combo. Because I am a little bit combo adjacent with the crystal combo, and it equalizes me, so that's well and good, and I think I'm going to do the speed chest. For a stamina or some more attack speed. Barrel rain and no healing, I think the barrel rain will be fine to deal with. The no healing makes me nervous, so I'm not going to play around personal space here, I'm just going to try to kill everything and survive. Especially because the barrel rain is very likely to kill everything anyway. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to take a little bit of fire damage. I see a shielded skull. Let's keep that alive. I want to take a little bit of damage from my ring of armor to kick in. Got a thorn explosion. That actually could be nice to proc my spores? No, it doesn't seem to be. Okay. Can you give me like a quick pop? Thank you. for his attack. That took a little bit more damage than I cared to, but I have endurance, so it's fine. Yeah, since we had the turbo ring, we're probably not looking for attack speed here. Like I'm probably shooting fast enough. That accelerating shot looks so weird. I'm gonna get more. Can we get a stamina, please? Not, which means we just keep pumping that. I would really like a stamina. I'm actually gonna skip the parkour because I want a stamina that badly. Oh, there seems to be a barrel skull in there. Now it is dead. Her damage seems pretty respectable, especially with the poison armor. Helping out a lot. But I wouldn't give her a toxifying or a poison shot though. I'm gonna try to just skirt around the edge to get a little bit of personal space value. Seems like I got quite a bit. Okay, I'm actually going to... This didn't happen in the last chest, but I'm gonna drop my streamer loot. Try my best to get a stamina. I'm actually gonna take this piercing shot to help out with my AoE a touch. Yeah, that sounds good. I think I'm also going to go for a relic chest here. I don't know what I'm looking for in particular, but I do have quite a bit of streamer loot, so I think epics are totally on the table. An ammo ring would be cool. This is kind of a dicey island. Minigun crabs, you can kind of adopt the same strategy of like moving left to right. There will probably be a couple hits that you take doing that. This thorn explosion is actually going kind of hard. But it's still a pretty respectable option, much better than trying to like parry everything. Yeah, since I have the streamer loot, epics are on the table, so ammo ring, ring of defense, not that, unfortunately. Combo ring could be an option. Also sell this. I don't think ring of protection is really that good. Elemental damage, like, really the only elemental damage you take is from fire, and I don't know, it's probably just better to avoid the fire than use up a slot. Adrenaline could be an option, but I think my attack speed's probably going to get to a fine spot. I'm going to take the Tony's Amulet because I want to try to get some specific stuff. I don't really know what that specific stuff is quite yet. Stamina would be a good start. All you can eat would be a good start. Just going to do the poison shots. I haven't found like any relic chests, so I think I'm gonna try to go for that. I would honestly really love to find a ring of reinforcement to help out with the ring of armor. This seems like a pretty spicy island, so I'm probably not gonna go for any personal space value here. Try to get the fire ants first, because those can actually hit me when I'm kiting out this far. The barrage skull is probably next. Seems like I'm just generally killing everything though. Okay, video game. These aren't it. Do I take the portal ring? Or the ring of reloading even? I'm gonna take the ring of vigor. Because at this point, like, I could probably win with this build the way I have it, just by continuously upgrading it and continuously scaling. The Ring of Vigor ensures that I don't need to worry about my HP scaling as much. Okay, we're gonna have to go to long. But I think many of those options would have been fine. If I felt inclined to continue going for anvils, I could take in the portal ring. Let's do the streamer loop. Personal space would have been fine there too, but since I just picked up the Ring of Vigor, I probably don't really need it. Yeah, the portal ring would have been fine. I was actually considering the Ring of Reloading as well, just to help out with the ammo situation that I'm struggling with, but I have a feeling that I'm going to find something. Just kidding. We're going to take the money shot to kick our econ back up a little bit since we're falling a little bit behind here, and we're definitely going to take the scatter shot for the fun boomerang. Oh, I have this wind-up still. Goodbye. The boomerang action. So this is my favorite interaction of the new update. Boomerang shot was changed, so like before, it would always boomerang back to you, but now it boomerangs back to the point of origin, which is usually going to be you, but in times when you like hit the ground, they actually boomerang back to the ground. That accelerating shot might actually be killing the vibe a little bit. Yeah, they're just flying out too far. Same thing happens with enemies though, they like splinter off and then come back to the enemy. I might have to get rid of the accelerating shot for this to work. Kind of see it in action here. That also can proc on hit mods, so you can kind of see that I'm procking quite a bit more. It is a big shame that I have to get rid of this accelerating shot, since I think that was probably a good portion of my damage, but let's see if we can maybe work around that. I kind of want this split shot. Explosion will do nicely. Go. Yeah, let me get this hellish nightmare. It's a real shame that accelerating broke that. Okay, we got the next island, or the next elite. This one's gonna be 3 elites, so we just gotta be real mindful about that, especially because we got one of the dicier maps. Gonna try to leave the barrel skull up to spawn a bunch of barrels and help kill stuff while I focus down the poison grubs. It seems like I'm doing plenty of damage to do that. Then we'll finish off the barrel skull. Oh, I took a fuck ton of damage at the end there, so thankfully we have these healing crystals to help out. That's much better. There we go. Slugger, I'm gonna leave that in case I pick up a new perk here, so I can equalize like a collector would do fine. Yeah, that's a good 75, and then we're gonna... Do I have enough for the... Yeah. This might actually get replaced pretty quickly. Looks like it won't. The armor's super tempting. But I might just go for the vitality. Yeah, let's do that. Not that much more damage, just 30%, but I think I can maintain that effectively enough. And now that I don't have accelerating shot, I can kind of just aim at rocks and kill them instantly. Something I was kind of missing previously. Still need ammo. That's going to be my #1 priority right now. In fact, if I see a skill chest, I will very likely take it just to try to fish free an all-you-can-eat. I have enough streamer loot that I could probably do it. Speak of the devil. We got a glue shot, which is tempting, but I think I'm going to pump this drill shot. I feel like that's going to contribute a lot of damage, especially since I have this scatter boomerang combo. That accelerating shot was doing a lot for my range as well, so I will have to play relatively close. By relative, I mean much further than I'm playing anyway, because I'm trying to do the personal space bullshit. Yeah, that homing blades is a good idea. Rest in peace, Mace Shot. I'll do another build at some point. Probably with minigun or something stupid. Not too bad. Alright, video game. Give me that all you can eat. Oh god, you betrayed me. I'll take the big mag. That'll help out. The double random is really tempting, but I actually think I need to kind of pump my econ a little bit more. I think since I looped, I've been feeling the lack of money. Maybe it's because I'm taking a little bit more damage, so I'm losing my combo a little bit more. Not really maintaining the crystal combo like I would like to. I guess the one priority that I could do is try to find some better sources for armor. I'm pretty unlikely to find that outside of like relics, so it's probably not a priority I'm going to focus on. It just makes more sense to try to find a better econ option. Like crystal dividends would do nicely. Thank you, video game. We're probably even gonna hit that econ chest again. Like I said, I kind of take econ just a lot. Until I feel like I have too much money to spend at gemstone for sure. Until I feel like I have too much money to spend at shops, I pretty much continuously take econ. It's just a very important part of the game now. It's kind of a tricky spot to be in. I'm gonna try to weave in and out as much as possible, throw in some slowdowns and stuff to help out, but I do need to get out. Yep, just like that. Okay. Yeah, that was too precarious. Means we're probably not going to get the personal space value we're looking for. On this island, I just kind of constantly check behind me to make sure nothing is coming behind me. Okay, that was a lot spicier. I'm not going to hit the crystal totem, because I don't really have that much healing. And the next island's probably going to be even spicier. Holy shit. I'd rather have the money shot here. Anvil. Usually a bunch of rocks on this island, so we're going to get those real quick. We're going to let things come to us, except for that sniper crab. That could burn in hell. I got hit by it, though. More sniper crabs, actually. This feels like it's just the same exact island, doesn't it? This is a really dicey spot to be in, but notice how I'm just kind of like trying to weave back and forth and throw in ADS back and forth a little bit. That will throw off enemy aiming and give me a little bit more room to work with and avoid stuff. That sort of thing honestly like comes with practice. That sort of island, like, I'm not gonna say you should hope and pray, but you know, they're gonna be pretty tough. That could have been a red ender island, honestly. Growing sounds cool. I've down homing. I want it on the homing blades or the bubble shot though. Let's do the bubble shot. Kind of committing to that. Oh, there's a chest up there. Damn it. Well. More driller sounds good. Endurance would have been fine too, but it's not really the healing that I'm looking for, you know? Probably the split shot. I don't want more big shot. That might actually be contributing to my range predicament as well. Maybe instead of getting rid of the accelerating shot, I should have gotten rid of the shot. It's a interesting thought. Okay. So much for not getting that glue shot. Damage shot for sure. Arc shot for sure. I think I'd probably want the blacksmith ring in case I do find more anvils. Yeah, that feels pretty good. I'll sit on that. And I feel pretty strong, so let's excel. Oh boy. Getting hit by random stuff. Let's try to get this beam skull out of the way. Oh, taking a lot of damage there. That was a lot dicier than I thought it would be. Maybe I shouldn't have done the XL without having any sort of consistent healing. That is definitely the big conundrum of the build right now, is I just don't have much healing. So maybe I should start hitting some health chests to figure that out. A health shot would do wonders. Let's see if we can just magically pull one. We'll continue pumping the banana though, for sure. More gemstone sounds good. Like I said, at this point, like the build is sort of settled in, so just getting more of the same stuff is going to be helpful. I don't think I need juiced. I'll take the collector, because that's another really good source of global damage. Okay, we got some new priorities though. First of all, we're gonna break every cactus we see. I don't think I need to play around personal space as much, because my health feels like it's in a pretty good spot. The new priority is finding healing, so we're gonna hit some health chests for sure. Healing, ammo solution, maybe a stamina for lucky, anvil stuff. Or armor would be good too. Not taking random hits from random things would be good too. Nope. Nope. amber resin could do pretty decently. Maybe. Let's see what we get from this. More collector. Yep. Okay. Goodbye. Holy shit! Can we get a free chest? Streamer loot proc? Poison claws. Yeah, sure. I'll take the fortitude. Give it a little bit more max HP. Definitely gonna go for this elemental chest in an effort to get to poison shot for once in my life. B statues proc driller now, so be sure to break those when you can. Let's try to see what that perk is. It's just a scavenger. Probably should have picked it up. One thing I really need to do is start playing around the scavenger more. I'm probably losing out on a lot of healing just by not going for it. Nice, more scatter shots. Nope. Poison shot, please. Holy shit, man. What's going on? Let's go with the health. We need to find probably a health shot. I think I have a pretty decent chance of pulling a health shot with the streamer loot. Seems like a dicey island, so we're just gonna back off a little bit. Try to get healing where we can. Break cacti where we can. Really want to just deal with the lightning grab. There we go. Ultra shot, no thank you. We get a health shot, please. I suppose I will take a health as power. It does unequalize me, however. I think I'm probably fine to accept that for now. It's still a net gain of 40% global damage, so I just need to find another perk. Let's go the relic chest. I still want to try to find maybe an armor or a ring of reinforcement or like a material armor or something. Something that'll give me a little bit more armor. I'm gonna try to leave this shielded crab alive while I kill everything else so I can break rocks and stuff. Is it juiced? Oh, yeah. Juiced. Let's grab this. Got plenty of money to burn, so we can. Ring shots. Hot shot, no thank you, although that could have equalized me. Alright, what do we got? Stupefaction ring, no thank you. Poison ring? Yeah, okay. And we actually get a poison shot, is the question. I'm ready. If I have a poison ring, surely I can find a poison shot, right? This is a lot of pumpkins. It's a really good example of an island where like I'm going to be very intentional with how I move around in circles and save my dashes for when I need them, while occasionally using ADS to sort of trip up the enemy targeting. Yeah, I'll take a blender. Okay, video game. I'm so ready for this poison shot. Holy shit, it's happening. Oh, I almost just salvaged my streamer loot. That would have been hilarious. Bingo. Okay, with the poison shot, honestly, I think this is locked in. We can start looking for toxics now. Actually, I think I apply a ton of poison. Another R shot. It's a shame I don't have the blue shot that I passed on a while ago. Okay. Bubble shots. Gonna skip out on the spore explosion. I just don't really think I need more. Supercharged is pretty tempting. I'll take more driller, take more streamer loots. Might as well take the supercharged, but I do need to figure out how to maintain my ammo. Driller, more banana. Horn shot's another really awesome option on auto rifle. Boost. Sharp shots. Valued customer 246. Do want a hard target, but I don't think I need it. Hard target's really good. Sharp shots, I don't need it. This is the last one. Another collector would be really nice. Do I really need the valued customer? Probably not, right? Because another option is the lingering fumes. I think I'm going to do that. I think that makes sense. The more poison I can throw around with my elemental specialist, which is not giving me a ton of damage, but something. Ultimately, I think the run is over, because I can do that. Ah, hey, spore explosion. That's cool. Nope. More scatter shot because it's cool. Shame I haven't found a health shot yet. Unless... Good god. I actually think I'm going to take the Grim Reaper. I'm going to drop the Vitality for it. I don't think I'm scaling the Vitality fast enough for it to really be a staple of the build. And I'd rather have the consistent healing. Hello. Would very much like any sort of ammo. Perhaps I should have taken the efficiency all the way back then. We'll do the time shot here because it's just the most damage out of those options. Nice. Can we get a toxifying at the very last anvil I'll probably find? Double bubble shot sounds cool. Let's do this gold chest and try to get an all you can eat just for spite reasons. You can do it, you can reach. Yeah, dude, you can see that. The Boomerang scatter combo going pretty hard. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. God, I can't. This. We'll just do the health chest because it's safer. Whoop, he says as he gets bombed. My favorite part about the combo is that I can like shoot down and like they'll just come back and hit stuff behind me. Right? Right, video game? Don't embarrass me like this. Nice. It's still generally better to shoot forward, I admit. There's the health shot. I guess I'll take it, just for safety's sake. Okay, this is it. This is where I get the all-you-can-eat. I can feel it. It would definitely be appropriate for the game to give me my soul ammo solution at the very last island. But I could also see it not doing that because it is an asshole. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we got it. We got the ring of rocket jumps. That's what we were looking for. All along. So I could do this. Ooh, 60 no scopes. Probably gonna be here. On it. On it now. Toxic. Hey. Oh, okay, why not? Why not? I don't really need it, but it does look cool. Okay, hold on, let me... It does look cool. And by cool, I mean it... Oh, I have to, get rid of my piercing shot. Yeah, there we go. Now it's burning my eyeballs. That's what we're looking for, right? Toxic 2, 4, 6. I mean, it's not like the equalizer is really a big portion of my damage, so it's not that big a deal. But you know what? We're gamers, so we're gonna equalize anyway. Says as he runs out of money. Yeah, whatever. Whatever you say, man. Yikes, that's a lot of damage. A lot of bubbles, too. Done. Hey, we did it. Not too bad, right? Hopefully this is helpful. I do think that, like, you know, there's a lot of aspects of this game that just sort of come with experience. It's not really something that you can explicitly prescribe someone to do better or play better. I'm sure there were plenty of islands there that, like, I just from sheer experience of the game, I was able to overcome. But hopefully, at least like the build crafting part of this was helpful. And as I said earlier, you know, if you have any questions, if there's any like really specific decisions that you're curious about, I'm totally open to explain my thought process more in detail. But thanks for watching. Hopefully it was helpful.